Hello, everybody around the world, worldwide. I don't hardly been posting because I'm so busy doing my job. Now, hear me out. What I'm going to say this, to be honest with you. If y'all didn't understood anything about the meaning of spirituality and actually did your studying and not abusing divination or forcing people and forgetting about how the astral world and the astral plane and the underworld and the spiritual realms, please believe me, everybody can see true of others. Literally. It doesn't even matter what age. We're all in all different levels. Some are actually can't even make it up to level 10 or level 12 because they didn't understood your assignments. Now, I know that I haven't been on my other platforms due to because, you know, Password and people have done some really hasty crimes. But my job as a true oracle reader, with or without the cards, as well as others, I know people have been trying to read energy, but since I'm allowing this one to understand that I'm not the one y'all should be in competition with, if y'all really truly understand who am I in the 3D form, then please believe me, you have not experienced my journey of what it's really mean to go through the worst of the worst. And if you didn't understood beyond these AI intelligence of NASA testing, everyone talks about the MK Ultra. Well, why don't you dig up more into it regarding about the NASA Artificial Intelligence Science Department? That can tell you more too. But since everybody is want more and more and more, I don't know what in your mindset thinking that others like myself are not watching y'all of your stupidity. I'm not an easy teacher. Oh no, we're all students. We're all having an experience of humanity of this race. But if people literally understood of who's actually awakening everybody, conscious and unconscious and consciously, trust me, I think I know what I'm doing when I'm actually the one who's doing that for everybody, whether you believe it or not. Oh, and to let you know, I am the Book of Secrets. There's not a lot of us around this world know about 3344 to make it a 77. And when you understand 77, then you have to literally understand about the actual spiritual, real spiritual. And if you were married to a spiritual person, not faking it at all of who you say you are, and not understanding all meanings. If you say that you are anointed or chosen or you're divine, then you need to do some research about the Holy Bible, about other motherland tongue language. Because in the Holy Bible is actually an other nationality race, if y'all didn't understood that part. Let me give you two information. Makes it a lot easier. In Rome's, in the Holy Bible, no matter what it is actually Gurmak from Sikhism. Psalms is actually palms and booty palms of their spiritual practice. Now, I want to know how many people said they're spiritual, who actually said they are, but are you really actually looking into it? Or you're just copying and not understanding? Because when you literally leave from this realm of 3D form, nobody's actually going up to the pearl gates. Oh no. You got to understand the definition of reincarnation and incarnation. Reincarnation is when people have been reincarnated a few times of their lifetimes. Incarnated are the ones who's been incarnated on this planet for many billions of years of definition. And if you don't know what incarnation, then you have no idea of how you're reading oracles when you're pulling and harvesting others. I've been monitoring and watching a lot of everyone, and everyone has been picking up my energy differently than others. And when you pick up my energy on this forums, platforms, even in public, I don't need people for discriminating, humiliate, slander, or ridiculous because of my experience of me letting people know about of what I've been going through of my spiritual journey of an actual awakenings. Now, since everybody has been doing this and I've been gang stalked and slander, and people thought I was a false prophetess, yes, I'm anointed. I am part of the 1,000. There was 144,000 to start off with. But if you don't know anything of true studying of astrology and how it started, I promise you, y'all are literally are behind and delayed of many different ways of education of a lot. Now, if you understand about history and everything else, I promise y'all, the way how we are real, we were hidden in plain sight. But when people start tearing people in front of them and they know they're meant to be with somebody and thinking it's a joke to ruin people, I promise you, you are going to get your ass whooped by my ancestor and then your ancestors, because my background, oh, I mix Orishas. We're all different color, skin color. I have African Egyptian. I'm Indonesian, you know, the native, but I'm not an American. We're talking in the Latin of Latin cultures, native, literally. And I'm Asian. That means I am mixed with everything, including European, with islanders. So I want to know what kind of people sending DTs thinking you can unalive people. But when you're sending death, you actually don't know death is actually in a human form as well too. And you want to know what's interesting? People haven't even studied the true meaning behind of the holy death because there's many of them, literally. Now, I wonder how many of y'all don't understand calling out your soul tribes. I've been doing that, but I've been helping ascending others because I'm getting tired of everybody is not understanding. A Heyoka in definition. Search it up, please, because I had others telling me. And when people start misdiagnosing on the medical department of Akashi medical records, that is your 8th department of your 8th level, I promise you, there's no more playing in the moon and the sun. Because all that shit, in all honesty, yeah, earth angels cuss, but I'm not afraid to speak up. So, to get your understanding, I am an actual, a true Grandmaster Ascender who's been incarnated. This time, I am awoke more than anything than ever in my life. And to be humble and grateful for all of y'all who participated into room and got involved to take my life and got my kids separated from me and thought it was a joke and wanted to swap destiny or harvest and steal. You're going to get the worst ripple effect of your own existence, and your abilities and gifts is going to be ripped off the core from this planet. And do you know the definition of incarnated? It means you wanted fame, you wanted wealth and material, you wanted everything for what you wish for those to abuse, then you're going to be living on a planet that is no longer going to exist later down the road in life. And the worst part is, you're not going to be able to make it with your family after those gates. Because the day that happens, you're going to have to go to level 1 on actual. The scales of how heavy was your heart, of malicious and envy and jealous, of how light is they're going to be given your life sentence, of depending how bad it was on the planet, on this earth. Understand the definition of that, because I don't have time. I'm here trying to get back to square one because of everyone wanted to ruin. I'm getting things back. And being a psychic investigator and a medium person, I have clairs. I'm a clear audience. So to be honest with you, I have all gifted, but I'm not an easy teacher to be around, and I'm not easy. So if you don't understand any riddles, then you have no idea. So don't pretend to be something and act like you do know, because in all honesty, the real ones can see through your illusion of mask. And don't be surprised when your cloak is no longer your cloak for stealing others' cloak in the astral dreams. Trust me, I already seen people's their final destination. And to me, that is not my fault. So I am letting everybody know who am I truly and what I am standing for. And since I am getting tired of people of my other platforms has been harassed and people were discriminating and laughing, then I wonder how you're going to go through when you truly are going to understand what was the meaning of definition of pandemic. Because you thought pandemic, they started. No. The real pandemic is when the war starts. That is the real pandemic. How are you going to handle it when destruction and everything is going to happen? And if you haven't put attention to it, and y'all are too worried and focusing about others, and you're not putting attention to your kids, or if you're cheating on each other, or ruin others, I promise you, very sad folks, because everybody's living in deja vu. And do you want to know what's interesting? I'm on my North Node. Nobody knows my actual birthday. Nobody knows anything because it was hidden for a good reason. So if anybody starts pulling off of me and only showing picture, they're not going to read, because all energy of signs are going to tell you, well, this person is this one and that. Well, please believe me, I am not the one you should be pulling energy or reading divination off of me, because in all honesty, that tells me I know about your dark secrets, and I'm the one who's in charge of your Akashi records in the worst ways. You don't know what Grandmaster Ascender 77 are. Until you learn that lesson, don't tell yourself you're telling people who you are when you're not chosen. Because there's a few of us are anointed. You just have no idea, people out there. We're spread out. And if you don't like it, that's your fault, because you're not accepting who you are. So don't be afraid when you start seeing dead, because everybody keep conjuring. Now y'all gonna see real dead demons. So good luck to figure out how you're gonna able to guide the dead, because as I recalled, You should overcome all your fears. And if you haven't overcome your fears, then you're not ready for this next chapter of your life. So, as another saying, don't be something and then act like it's nothing. I'm not the one who's ruined it, and I don't overpower myself. So, I know how powerful I am, but I don't abuse it like everybody else. Y'all understand the definition of that part? I'm an actual light worker, a true healer. And do you know what that means? Be careful, because I am also a walking karma in your path, whether people like it or not. So, this is another way of saying I am one of your Grandmaster Ascenders. Rather, I am in a homeless situation of what people have gone through. But you don't know the definition of been fighting and struggling and healed from all abuse of all kind. So, nobody's perfect in this world. So don't make it sound like you can start spreading lies and rumors about persons. They're doing something when they're not. Because right there, you just basically gave yourself away of what you're doing to yourself to let people know about you. Because as I recalled, I already met my divine counterpart, my real one. But since people like to make lies to that person, did illusion spell and they knew about this stuff, now everybody, oh no, I'm being honest. We're age difference. Understand the definition of age difference. When you get to meet your other counterpart, your age difference. And when I say age difference, it's either that person's younger than you or that person's older than you. That is the truth. There's not being the same ages. It's because you're helping in its counterparts, its catalyst to help and ascend the other person, not stop ascending or helping them stop ascension to get them their awakening. Because if you're stopping that to people, then you're stopping yourself in the wicked ways. You just brought karma to you and everybody, and you cursed the whole world on top of yourself. See you then.